could think of after last night's State of the Union and an inspirational, beautiful, poignant, touching, optimistic State of the Union by a president who's been under siege, capped off by a Speaker of the House in a rage, ripping up the copy of the speech. You know what? After the initial rage that all normal people had over what she did, you settle into a realization that there are an awful lot of people in the middle not paying very close attention, independents, probably a lot of Democrats who saw that disgusting, disrespectful act and say, I'm not voting Democrat in November. I'm going to vote Republican. Don't get mad. Get even. It's all about making a change. You don't have to see Nancy Pelosi up there ever again. You never have to see her sit behind the President of the United States ever again. If the Republicans can take back the House, you'll never see her up there again. If you can fire her as Speaker of the House, we never have to experience that again. Ripping up a 100-year-old Tuskegee Airman who was honored. Ripping up a beautiful little girl whose face lit up when the president announced she was going to get to go to the school of her choice through a scholarship. Ripping up a stage 4 cancer patient beloved by millions and millions of people receiving the Medal of Freedom in the speech. Never happened. You know, Trump said, hey, why wait a couple weeks or months to give Rush the Medal of Freedom? Let's do it tonight. Because that's the bold bull in a china shop that President Donald J. Trump is. There was no bull in a china shop last night. Just a very deliberate, low-key, positive, inspirational hour and 17 minutes about the greatness of America and our potential, about ordinary people like a serviceman coming home and meeting his son for the first time, like honoring the family of a beautiful young woman who was killed by ISIS. Just all kinds of moments last night. If you sat around and complained about that speech, I pray for you, because you're in deep, deep, deep denial. You are in as much denial as Nancy Pelosi. I very much liked, I'm a big fan of Dana Perino over at Fox News. I think she's smart. I think she's funny. I like her a lot. In fact, she's one of my favorites. And I was very interested to hear what Dana Perino would have to say. Cut 13 from Fox News, because thankfully she was very much a part of the Fox News State of the Union coverage. So I listened very closely to how she would react to what Nancy Pelosi did.
She could have possibly had the upper hand a little bit in the conversation post-speech, because she could say, I reached out my hand to the president, and he ignored me or didn't see me, whatever, but she had the upper hand. But now, the ripping up of the speech, I think there were names in there of people who had died, American citizens who had died. I think it was really disrespectful, but also super unsophisticated and not like her. And I think that when she rips it up, she also might be showing some frustration to her caucus, because she looks over at them. I don't know if it was in solidarity, but it might have been in frustration. Like, I told you, we should not have done impeachment, and here we are. And he's got the wind at his back, and now it's a choice between him with this great economy and us, which we can't get our act together.
Well, don't get mad. Get even. What a week. What a week. The Democrats botched the Iowa caucus. Incidentally, we still don't know. Did you notice how they're running around? Everybody's running around. Ooh, Pete Buttigieg. There's only 62. They got a little bit more than half of the precincts that have been revealed. The whole thing could change with the other 48%. I mean, I didn't do real well in math in school, but I know 62 isn't 100%. Pete Buttigieg. But see, that's the problem. There's as much problem with a partial release as not releasing it at all, because the whole thing is twisted and distorted. All right, So you got the Iowa debacle, you got the State of the Union, and you got today's exoneration of the president in the Senate with this impeachment. What a week. Now we got to translate these into votes because that's all that matters. Don't get angry. Don't let your rage consume you. Nancy Pelosi is a miserable, bitter, failing Speaker of the House. They all know it, incidentally. The crazy radical left that's cheering her move, they know she lost. They know she got beat. She got completely thumped over impeachment. Remember, she didn't initially want it? I think Dana Perino is right. There may have been a little bit of, thanks a lot, guys. Look what you brought us to. You're giving this guy all this victory. The stupid impeachment that we should have never done. And it blew up in our faces. His popularity is rising in every poll. We're falling on our faces in Iowa. We don't have a candidate to challenge him. We got a cranky, crazy old socialist who's almost 80 years old that is right now kind of the front runner. We got an establishment guy who doesn't know what city he's in. We got a young mayor who wasn't even a very good mayor of South Bend, Indiana. We got a lady who lies about her Indian heritage, who's a nasty, another mean lady whose claim to fame is she takes a lot of selfies with people. That's all they got. You got a billionaire businessman who wants to tell you how big a soda you're allowed to buy from the 7-Eleven or mandate how much salt you can put on your food in a restaurant. They got nobody. They got nothing.